the way we buy Toyota Tacomas changed forever? Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to RobMotive. You know, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I actually did a similar video a little while back, but as time has passed, I start to think a little bit more about this, and the question arises to me over and over again, has the way we buy Toyota Tacomas changed forever? Do you remember the thrill of the hunt? Back in the day when you decide you were gonna buy a new Toyota Tacoma, you jump in, whatever it is you're gonna trade off, or maybe not, head off to the dealership, get all ready and prepared because you know you're gonna do battle, right? You head in, you drive the lot, and by then they know you're there. They're starting to track you. You see, this is where it's kind of reversed. You kind of become the prey. They start to track you. Some of them even jump in vehicles and chase you around the lot. Sooner or later, if you go to a lot when they're open, you're gonna have contact with a salesman. But anyway, you jump in, you go there, you drive around, you pick out the truck that you want, then you go inside, you sit down at one of those desks, and you do battle for 3 or 4 hours. Then you go into the finance office and you do some more battle. You know, I talked about that before. It's the whole way that it used to work. But it doesn't work that way anymore. You see, number one, there's no more inventory. You go to a lot, all you're gonna see, depending on what part of the country you live in, are tumbleweeds or antelope running through the lot. There is no inventory there, unless by chance something came in that fell through or somebody just changed their mind. But otherwise, there's no inventory to pick from. You can't go to the lot, drive down the line, see all the pretty colors and check the stickers. I used to get out, I would walk down the line, a salesman would come up and I'd just tell him I'm just looking, because a lot of times I was. Generally, they'd walk away, give you a card, tell you to get a hold of them if you need help. But anyway, I used to do that and go to the dealership, walk the lot, go by each sticker, see what was offered, what the prices were, what the colors were, all that kind of stuff. Can't do that anymore. There is no inventory. Number two, you have to take what's available. And I don't mean what's available on the lot. I mean what's available gonna be shipped. What's in allocation, in other words. What the dealership has coming to them. Usually they'll be able to come out with a list. It'll have 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 trucks on it that you can pick from. Different colors, different trim levels, different options, things like that. And by the way, I'll caution you, if you're doing that, make sure that the dealership checks that that truck has not already been promised to somebody else. When I bought this truck, that's what I ran into. There were 2 that I was gonna get instead of this one, color-wise. And they were both spoken for. One of them got grabbed while I was standing there. So make sure that you don't suffer that disappointment. You think you've got one coming in a couple weeks, a month, whatever it is, and then they call and tell you it's gone. It was already promised to somebody else. But that's how you have to do it. You have to take what's available or walk, because there isn't anything else. Number 3, you can order with long lead times. Now, back in the day, before everything fell apart, I ordered that blue. If you watch the channel, it was the Voodoo Blue manual Toyota Tacoma. 5-month lead time. 5 months. Believe me, if you're like me, impatient that is, that's a long time to wait for a truck. And you know, if you've ever ordered one before, I think I got lucky. Anything can happen. They change things up, something goes crazy in the world, they decide they're not gonna produce that color anymore. I've heard of all of these things happening before. They change the packages, the options, and then worst case is, the truck actually does come in, but it doesn't come in the way that you ordered it. I've heard of people having their trucks come in and they're different colors. It's like I ordered blue and you sent white. What? Why? Why does that happen? I mean, I thought we were committed. Didn't you write it down, type it in the computer, do whatever you do? That should never happen, but it does. And it's a horrible experience. Again, I've heard from people where that's happened to them. They either have to settle or start all over again. And what a drag that is. Number 4, no more deals. No more deals. You're gonna buy at MSRP or you're gonna walk. Again, I remember the days where you'd go in, you'd go back and forth, you offer them this, they offer you that, you meet somewhere. That was kind of the thrill of the hunt. Well, that's gone. You've got the allocation in front of you. Here's the price. Here's the MSRP, and that's what it's going to be. Now, hopefully, you're not dealing with one of those dealerships out there that likes to add an aftermarket adjustment. It's crazy to me that they do that. I mean, the price should be the price, right? And God forbid they should try to do that to you after the truck comes in. I've heard of that happening. You know, people get their trucks in and then they go to sit down to sign the paperwork and they throw an aftermarket adjustment on top of it. Can you imagine? How dirty is that? Why isn't it transparent? You know, it's just a truck after all. It's not like you're buying gold or something that can fluctuate in price. Or is it these days? I don't know. No more deals. MSRP or go home. And it's funny too, because I'm starting to see a turn. People are saying that they got it at MSRP and that was a great deal. And I thought, what do you mean that was a great deal? That's a horrible deal. Anything at MSRP or above is horrible. You used to be able to get something off. No more. Number 5, no more generic trucks. Now, this is a theory that I have, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I'll be interested to see if you agree. But since they're not carrying any more inventory, they have to kind of build the trucks for everybody. They can't nail them down, or they can't produce, rather, a wider range of trucks in colors and options because they want them to appeal to the masses. Well, when you try to appeal to the masses, you build a more generic truck. It's going to be black, white, gray, silver. That's about it. Because apparently those are generic enough that we can live with those colors and not want something that's a little bit more unique, like Voodoo Blue or Barcelona Red or Inferno. I'm surprised that Toyota is coming out with this new octane color, solar octane. You know, it's only going to appeal to a smaller amount of people. I think it's awesome, but I know everybody doesn't. Not everybody wants a bright orange, if you will, red, whatever you want to call it, truck. And I think it's going to become more generic through the market. In other words, you're not going to have the gorgeous Toyota Tacoma looking the way that it is. It's going to look like the Ford Ranger, the GMC, the Colorado, in other words, the Chevys, the Nissans. Everybody's going to start to merge because everything is going to become more vanilla, if you will, because they're going to try to appeal to everybody. You can't do that if you build trucks that are more unique. They're not going to sell as well, unfortunately. So anyway, the big question, has the way we buy Toyota Tacomas changed forever? I think it has. It's been long enough now. We're entering what, the second, third year of this craziness? Nothing has improved. Inventories aren't increasing. And to be honest, from the dealer standpoint, if they could have the perfect number of allocated trucks coming in and the exact number of people wanting to buy those trucks, they don't have to finance anything. They come in, they get their money, they move on to the next one. That's it. And taxes. I mentioned this before, at the end of the year, they don't have to pay taxes on existing inventory because they're not holding any inventory. They're selling everything as it comes in. It's the old just-in-time philosophy from the selling standpoint. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Has the way we buy Toyota Tacomas changed forever, in your opinion? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. RobMotive MT, all about mini trucks. Currently, the Hyundai Santa Cruz. And RobMotive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.